bracing for something and kind of floundering.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see another one in the chat there, the comments. What does the betrayed partner do when the betrayer continues to be, quote, truthful and continues to tell her when he acts out, but doesn't stop?
That's oh man, that's a great question. Okay.
That's a great question.
That's really, really, really important. Thank you. Cause I'm sure you have thoughts too. You want to start? You want me to start?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's his believed behavior, right? So he's supposedly in recovery, but he's continually acting out time after time after time. So there's something deeper going on there. Also, is he really in recovery? Because she's got to at some point say, okay, I'm going to believe your behavior. You keep saying you're in recovery, but you keep telling me you're relapsing. So your behavior speaks for itself. You're not in recovery. So you need to do something else. You need to go and look under the hood a little further, whether it's, investigating the trauma or some other things, or, I got to believe the behavior, and you're not being a man of recovery and of integrity and walking in the light of healthy sexuality. So my thought.
Yeah, I'm so glad because you could see how the goal is just being honest and transparent, and then we're all good. And I think, I don't know if this is the case, but I've seen situations like this where I think you're right. It feels like the person, they're ambivalent. They may actually want to change their behaviors, but part of them doesn't, or isn't fully willing to do whatever it takes and go all in. And I think sometimes the truthfulness, actually, I guess it's not fully truthfulness. If you look at it, there's a deception in it because it's really looking at absolution, not real change. So when I've, and maybe that's not always the case, but I've definitely seen, it's almost like, I guess it's kind of like going to confession. I confess it. But is that true? Is that true repentance if I don't actually change behaviors? So I confess something, and then I feel better about, well, I may not feel better because it's probably going to trigger the partner, but there's something about it that there's not real change. Because if I'm acting out, the next work is, what happened? What was the breach? What was the problem? Where did I mess up? Where was the issue that happened? And what do I do to fix that, so I never do that again? And then that to me is the step of repentance. The real change is, there was a gap here somewhere, a failing somewhere. What am I redoing to get back on track so that never happens again? And, not to justify anything, but hopefully you never act out in the same way twice, because then, you've closed loopholes, you've closed gaps, you've made what happened, what went awry here. So I don't, that pattern I see sometimes, it's like the person isn't really fully willing to go all in and make the full change. And so they do it, they kind of get absolution, and then they kind of go back to more of the same. And to me, that just puts